International relations are rarely as simple as they appear. Beneath the surface, nations weigh their options, strategize, and sometimes make decisions that defy expectations. Alliances shift, and sometimes even the most unlikely partnerships emerge. What seems impossible today can become tomorrow's reality, as countries adapt to changing circumstances. Today, we ask a provocative question. Could North Korea, long seen as China's closest ally, ever support the Philippines in a dispute against Beijing? It's a scenario that might sound far-fetched, but history is full of surprises. China and North Korea share not only a border, but also decades of political and military cooperation. Meanwhile, the Philippines stands as a US ally and a vibrant democracy in Southeast Asia, often at odds with China over territorial disputes. But global politics isn't just about friends and enemies. It's about interests. Nations act to protect their own agendas, sometimes making choices that surprise the world. North Korea, isolated and often unpredictable, has its own unique agenda. Its leadership is known for making bold moves to secure its regime and gain leverage on the world stage. Sometimes, it acts in ways that surprise even its closest partners, breaking away from expected patterns and forging its own path. To understand this possibility, we need to look at the complex history between these three nations, tracing moments of cooperation, tension, and unexpected alignment. We'll explore the China-North Korea alliance and highlight moments when North Korea has supported the Philippines, even on issues that have angered Beijing and challenged the status quo. These stories reveal that Pyongyang isn't just a puppet of China. It's a player with its own goals, ambitions, and strategies, sometimes at odds with its powerful neighbor. By the end, you'll see that in global politics, today's ally can be tomorrow's rival, and unexpected friendships can change the game entirely. Let's dive in and uncover the hidden dynamics at play. China and North Korea's alliance is legendary, as close as lips and teeth. Their bond was forged during the Korean War, when China's intervention saved North Korea. For China, North Korea is a buffer against US influence in Asia. China provides food, fuel, and trade, keeping North Korea afloat. But this relationship isn't always smooth. North Korea often defies China, especially with its nuclear program. Beijing has even supported UN sanctions to rein in Pyongyang. China wants stability. North Korea wants independence. Their alliance is strong, but full of tension and mutual frustration. Any shift in North Korea's loyalty must be seen against this complicated backdrop. Despite its alliance with China, North Korea sometimes acts independently. One example, its surprising support for the Philippines on issues like the South China Sea. In the non-aligned movement, both countries found common ground, advocating for sovereignty and anti-imperialism. In the 1990s, North Korea backed the Philippines' call for peaceful, legal resolution of the Spratly Islands dispute, contradicting China's stance. These moves show Pyongyang's willingness to challenge Beijing and build bridges elsewhere. It's a calculated strategy: assert independence, gain goodwill, and position itself as a champion of smaller nations. North Korea's support for the Philippines isn't random. It's part of a bigger diplomatic game. These moments reveal Pyongyang's unique approach to foreign policy. The Philippines and North Korea established formal ties in 2000. Since then, their relationship has been cautious but open, marked by humanitarian aid and occasional tension. The Philippines has sent food aid to North Korea, building goodwill without political strings. But Manila has also condemned North Korea's nuclear tests and enforced UN sanctions, even suspending trade in 2017. Despite these challenges, diplomatic channels remain open. Cultural exchanges and talks on economic cooperation continue, though limited by sanctions. This relationship, though modest, shows that even unlikely partners can find common ground. It's a quiet but important connection, one that could matter if Asia's strategic landscape shifts. their ties are a foundation for potential future cooperation. The Spratly Islands dispute pits the Philippines against China's sweeping claims in the South China Sea. China's aggressive tactics have left the Philippines seeking allies and legal victories. In the 1990s, North Korea's state media supported the Philippines' call for peaceful, multilateral talks, directly opposing China's preferred approach. This was a bold assertion of independence from Beijing. For North Korea, it was a way to remind China not to take its loyalty for granted and to improve its image in Southeast Asia. Such moves help Pyongyang break diplomatic isolation and build new relationships. North Korea's stance on the Spratlys is a key example of its unpredictable diplomacy. During the tense years of the Cold War, the non-aligned movement emerged as a crucial platform for countries like the Philippines and North Korea, offering them a rare opportunity to assert their independence on the world stage, away from the direct influence of superpowers. Both nations joined the movement to avoid being reduced to pawns in the intense rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, seeking a third path. Within the NAM, they consistently advocated for sovereignty, self-determination, and the right to chart their own destinies without external interference. This environment fostered a unique sense of solidarity among member nations, uniting them in their pursuit of independence and mutual respect. Over time, this shared history of standing together on global issues created a foundation of mutual respect and understanding that continues to influence the relationship between North Korea and the Philippines, even in the present day. For North Korea, participation in the NAM was more than symbolic. It served as a diplomatic lifeline, connecting them to the broader international community. For the Philippines, it was a powerful way to demonstrate its independence from the United States and assert its own foreign policy priorities. These formative experiences help explain why North Korea might feel a sense of sympathy for the Philippines' ongoing struggle against Chinese pressure in regional disputes. The legacy of the non-aligned movement still shapes the diplomatic calculations and worldviews of both countries, reminding them of their shared past. Old alliances and shared principles can resurface in surprising ways, influencing international relations even decades later. In global politics, there are no permanent friends, only permanent interests. The landscape of international relations is always shifting, shaped by the ever-changing priorities and ambitions of nations. What seems like a strong alliance today can quickly become fragile tomorrow, as countries reassess what truly benefits them. Countries act to protect their survival, prosperity, and security, even if it means challenging allies. When the stakes are high, leaders must make tough decisions, sometimes turning their backs on old partners to ensure their nation's future. Economic needs can drive nations to seek new partners, especially when old alliances threaten their well-being. Trade routes, access to resources, and financial stability are powerful motivators that can reshape diplomatic ties overnight. For North Korea, under heavy sanctions, any chance for trade or economic gain is valuable. Every opportunity to break isolation and improve living conditions is seized, no matter how small. Strategic calculations matter too. Relying solely on China is risky for Pyongyang. Overdependence on a single ally can leave a nation vulnerable to pressure or manipulation, so diversifying partnerships becomes essential. By supporting countries like the Philippines, North Korea gains leverage and reduces dependence on Beijing. Building new relationships opens doors to fresh opportunities and strengthens its negotiating position on the world stage. History and national pride also play a role. The memories of past struggles and victories shape a nation's identity and influence its choices in the present. North Korea's ideology of juche, self-reliance, makes it resistant to domination, even by China. This philosophy encourages independence in both thought and action, guiding leaders to chart their own course. Siding with the Philippines would be a bold display of independence and national pride. It signals to the world that North Korea is willing to make unexpected moves to assert its sovereignty. These factors can lead to surprising shifts in alliances. The global stage is full of unexpected partnerships and sudden realignments, keeping both allies and rivals on their toes. In the end, nations act in their own interest, not out of loyalty. The pursuit of advantage, security, and pride drives the ever-changing web of international alliances. North Korea's foreign policy is a high-stakes chess game. Every move is about survival, leverage, and regime security. Supporting the Philippines against China isn't about friendship, it's about strategy. By backing a US ally, North Korea could signal to Washington that it's not just China's puppet, opening doors for negotiation. It also reminds Beijing not to take Pyongyang for granted, possibly extracting more aid or support. North Korea might even sell arms to the Philippines, purely for hard currency, not ideology. These moves are transactional, calculated, and designed to maximize North Korea's options. On the diplomatic chessboard, every piece matters. The idea of North Korea helping the Philippines against China shows how unpredictable global politics can be. Alliances are fluid, shaped by interests, history, and opportunity. The China-North Korea bond is strong, but not unbreakable. North Korea's history of independent action, like supporting the Philippines on the Spratlys, proves it can defy expectations. Pyongyang's motives are complex sovereignty, economic survival, and strategic advantage. These can outweigh loyalty to China. To understand world events, we must look beyond headlines and question assumptions. Nations act in their own interest, even if it means straining old friendships. As Asia's landscape shifts, don't be surprised if new alliances emerge. In the great game of nations, the only constant is change.